I think the safe houses, really, they were not going to be adequate. We were amateurs. I'm Gustine Wilton and I live in Carman. In the early 80s, I started a group where we invited a variety of speakers. One of the speakers we invited was Kim Baker. She was the rural outreach person for the Manitoba Wife Abuse Committee. And she showed us a film called Loved, Honored and Bruised. It was shocking to me. I knew nothing about wife abuse. I had not thought of it even existing. From there, some of the people who attend those meetings decided we need to start a Carman Wife Abuse Committee, and we did. So Kim helped us get started on that. We provided safe houses. There were not shelters at the time. Well, there was a shelter in Winnipeg, but there were no local shelters. And in the early days, we had no extra funding. We just provided what we saw as necessary. I think the safe houses, really, they were not going to be adequate. We were amateurs, okay with having strangers into our house, but difficult. Our daughter was the same age as one of the children who stayed with us, so privacy, it wouldn't have been there. It was frightening in a way to think that an angry husband might come knocking on our door sometime. We knew that this might be a dangerous thing that we were doing. It never happened, but doesn't mean you're not afraid it will. It was very important that the location of the safe house be confidential, really important. And we also thought public education was important, so we approached service clubs and church groups and offered to come and show the film Loved, Honored and Bruised and open the discussion on family violence. One interesting thing is that people weren't, there was one woman who was very enthusiastic to become part of our committee, and then she said, oh sorry, she couldn't because her husband objected. And so there was quite a stigma around this. I don't know, but I can guess that he was afraid of the stigma of being perceived as a wife abuser. I can't say for sure, but I suspect that was the difficulty. And so that's why she backed right off. It was a different time. People were only starting to be aware of this. It wasn't very long before we were absorbed by the South Central Committee on Family Violence. You see, the names are changing from wife abuse to family violence. I was a board member for a while there, and a couple of other of us also served on the board. One of the conditions of joining the South Central Committee was that we retained our education. So we came to South Central board meetings, but we also showed the film Loved, Honored and Bruised to whomever would watch it. So we approached church groups and service groups in Carman and actually showed it several times. So public education part was really important for us. There's still a huge need for support for abused people. Once a woman decides that she is ready to ask for help, she needs a place to go where she's safe, where her children are safe. Genesis House does that. Like, you don't have to run off to Winnipeg or wherever. So it's really important to have such a facility in our southern communities.